So utility programs, these are the special software which helps to perform maintenance function in the computer system for its smooth functioning. Some of the commonly used system utility are antivirus utility, disk management utility, backup and restore utility, disk defragmentation utility. Now what is this? Antivirus. So as I explained you before, again, sometimes what happen, unwanted viruses, files which comes and may corrupt, may destroy your existing files. So to protect those files from the unwanted uh, errors or what unwanted files which comes into your computer, what happens, you need a file which can protect your files from these unwanted files and destroying your existing files. So antivirus utility programs also, they helps to perform. Next we have disk management utility. This utility software helps to manage the secondary storage device, like partitioning the disk, formatting the disk, or assigning them names, etc. So the programs are the utility program which helps to make different section, different partition in the hard disk, so that you can store your files in different portion or position inside the hard disk. Next we have backup and storage utility. Now as you know, we store our files inside the computer memory, and you need backup, you need backup uh, the file, so that you can store all those things. Restoring by mistake, suppose if you have deleted any file, you can restore that. It's there in your recycle bin, and from recycle bin it goes to the same location where it was. So all these are controlled by this operating system. This utility helps to recover useful data in case of any damage or accidental loss. So you can get the backup file, or suppose by mistake you have deleted any file, it will land on the recycle bin. From the recycle bin you can restore it to your own location where it was. Backup utility keeps the copy of our useful data on a secondary storage device, such as a pen drive or an external hard drive. During any mishap, we can restore our data back to resume our work smoothly. So we can store our files over there, and we can use it again whenever we want. Next we have disk defragmentation utility. When large files are stored on a secondary storage device, the operating system split them in many parts and store them at different places for better data management. This process is called fragmentation. But fragmentation leads to the slow retrieval of files from a storage device. So, for the quick retrieval of files, it is necessary to reduce the fragmentation. Defragmentation utility is used to reduce the fragmentation to improve the functioning of the computer system. So as it says that when your storage capacity, when it is, you are using the secondary storage device and you want to store lots of files in it, what happen, your computer or the storage device becomes slow, it become uh, this so when you have a large file and all these files need to be stored in a different places, so when you are storing, when the computer stored it in different places for breaking up the files into different places, this process is called fragmentation, where it can be better and it for better data management. But what happened in this case, when you want to see that file, it takes time because the computer search for that file where it is, and it takes time for retrieving the file. But defragmentation helps you to keep the file close, means reduce the fragmentation, reduce the separation, reduce many partition, keep in one place, so that when you want any file, it comes quickly on your desktop screen. The last part, what we have, the language processor. Language processor. What is this language processor is? Each software is created by writing programs in computer language. Some of the popular computer languages are C, C++, and Java. These languages are called high level language. Now, what is high level language? Software are created by writing programs in the computer language. These languages are called high level language. So different software are created with different computer languages, and this machine languages, computer language or the machine language, is known as high level language. And few example of high level language like C, next C++. C and C++ are different programming language. Next, Java. Java is also a programming language. When you will go to higher classes in class 9, 10, you will learn Java. Now, example of high level languages. Some example of high level languages: C, C++, and Java. We come to decoding. Now, let us see what the book says. Language processor. Each software is created by writing programs in computer language. Some of the popular computer languages are C, C++, and Java. These languages are called high level language. High level language are designed taking into mind the ease for the programmers. So a programmer who have learned how to create program in C or C++ or Java can able to create program. This language are not understood by the computer because it only understand zeros and ones. So computer does not understand this language because this language only understand zeros and one, which is the binary codes. To make the computer understand a program, it is first converted into machine level language. So after creating the program in a simple English language, the program is converted into machine language so that computer can able to understand it. A high level language is translated into machine level language by a translator. This process is called decoding of program. So suppose the high level language is the C++ you are using, or take Java. You have taken Java, you have created a program in Java, and now you want to run that program. How computer will understand? Computer will not understand the program. To make it understand, you have to convert your program, the Java program, into machine language or machine level language. As you will convert into machine level language, computer will understand what you want to say or what your program actually about, and then you can able to run that program. Now this is called decoding. Translating the high level language into machine level language is called decoding of program. So what is decoding of program? A high level language is translated into machine level language by a translator. This process is called decoding of compute program. Decoding of program. Again, what is decoding of program? A high level language is translated into machine level language by a translator. This process is called decoding of program. Now let us know what are the different types of translator are there. The different types of translator are assembler, compiler, interpreter. So there are three types of translator: assembler, compiler and interpreter. So what are these? Let us see from the book. There are three types of translators. These are assembler, compiler, interpreter. Assembler. Assembler converts a program written in assembly level language. So if assembler convert a program if it is written in the assembly level language into machine level language, assembly code into machine code. So assembly level language, if any program is created or made in assembly language, it convert into machine language. So from assembly code to machine code. Next, compiler. Compiler translate the whole program completely in a single operation. So suppose you have created a file, and if you use the compiler, the whole file will compile or convert it into one single file for the operation. Last, interpreter. An interpreter translates a program in a step-by-step process. So interpreter, it operates or it translates a program step-by-step process. It is slower than the compiler process. So as is interpreter, it step by step it's explain, it convert the program into machine language, and which is slower than the compiler. So class, today we have learned about the software, system software. System software has operating system. Operating system is a system software that act as an interface between the user and the hardware. Next, we have learned about the function of an operating system. There are four functions. What are those? So what we have learned, the name, the different types of software: operating system software, language processor, utility software. Next, operating system software. An operating system software is a system software that acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. Then we have learned about the function of the operating system. What are the functions? There are four functions are there: program execution, device management, file management and memory management. Name the different types of operating system. So we have three types of operating system are there: single user operating system, multi-user operating system and multi-processing operating systems. Next, we have learned about utility program. What is utility program? These are the special software which helps to perform maintaining the function of the computer. So these are the special programs which helps the computer to perform certain function. What are those functions? Like antivirus utility, disk management utility, backup and restore utility, disk defragmentation utility. High level language. Normally all the programs or the software are created in the high level language. Now what are high level language? These are the software which are used to create programs. Now the computer language and these languages which are used to create a program are known as high level languages. Let's see. Software are created by writing programs in computer language. This computer language are called high level language. Examples of high level languages such as C, C++, Java and many are there. Decoding. What we have learned about decoding? That a high level language is translated into machine level language by a translator. So from high level language, it is translated into machine level language by a translator. This process is called decoding of program. Next, we have learned about the different types of translator. The different types of translator like assembler, compiler, interpreter. So these are the different types of translator which are used by the operating system. So class 5, read the chapter as I have given the PDF, and if you have brought the book, read the chapter. Next class we will start learning about application software, and you can also go through the notes which I have given. You can learn and write in your copy and start preparing. Thank you, class.